As the deer pants for water, so my soul longs for you. Psalm 42 is such a neat psalm, and you hear it quoted a lot, or it's in songs, and we sing it. But just that whole premise that if you know anything about deer, they are always thirsty, and they're always coming down to look for fresh water. So Psalm 42 kind of starts out with a reminder that, David is saying, just as a deer pants for water and is always thirsty and is longing for water, God, I'm longing for you. I'm longing for relationship with you. I'm longing for knowing that things are all right between me and you. And I'm also, as the psalm kind of develops, I'm longing to know, hey, you really are chasing after me with goodness and mercy all of my life, because it seems like sometimes it's not catching up. So as Psalm 42 starts, it's a reminder that just as Jesus taught us to pray, give us this day our daily bread, David is reminding us hundreds of years before, almost 1,000 years before actually, that we need daily to be seeking God out, just like a deer daily is seeking out water. And also, Psalm 42 is kind of a reminder that sometimes our enemies or people who are watching us are saying, doesn't seem like Christianity is working out too good for that person. Doesn't seem like God is blessing them. Doesn't seem like their life is really all that great that I want to emulate them. Because at least 2 times in the psalm, David says, my enemy is saying, where is your God? Where is this God of David that he claims that he's following? And there's also kind of maybe a dark time that David's going through. We think maybe Psalm 42 was written during some of those years when David was hiding out from King Saul, and he wasn't able to go and celebrate worship like he used to be able to, because he would have been taken to prison. He would have been killed. And there's times in our life when maybe we're sick, or we're maybe serving in the military, or we're taking care of a loved one that prevents us from being in the big gathering, being in the big communion, being in church where we're hearing the worship resounding around the walls, and we just had such a sense of presence with God. So in that kind of dark time of either David's depression, as Chad kind of points out, maybe this was a time of depression, or it could have been a time of just life was preventing David from being with the congregation. He brings it back to his mind, and he remembers it. And he ends the psalm by saying, hey, good times are coming. God is going to refresh me. I'm going to be back with God. Things are going to work out. But there's mornings that you wake up. This morning I woke up and I was like a little disoriented. So every morning we have to say, hey, God, are you for me? God, I want to be with you. My soul, hey, let's exercise soul and worship God. And God, will you meet me when I worship you? So I just love the candor of David's psalm here, that he's longing for God every day. Sometimes he has to speak to his own soul to kind of exercise his worship muscle. Sometimes he feels like the waves and the billows, almost like a ship in a really stormy, terrible night where it seems like you're being overwhelmed by crashing things into your life. But soul, I need to worship. I need to hope in God. And God is going to meet me. And he's reminding himself of his faith. So as you listen to Chad's message, or maybe you already did, and perhaps going through some of the questions we've outlined, whether this is a appetizer, you're just getting started, or if this is a little dessert, we're glad that you took an extra couple minutes to listen to another thought about Psalm 42.